Just mic'd up with Mikey Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J Mitch. We got Jackie Boyd.
He tried to jump up, and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys will come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there. He's punching me in the stomach, like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Ochiko can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's doing the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Ochiko can practice today. And I was like, I look back and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
you heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled.
Whoa. What was that?
Good show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they should.
Look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now.
Hello. Welcome back to Mic'd Up. Today is Wednesday, April 9th. Got a beautiful show for you today. J Mitch is out. First day back with SEC Network. He traded us for the big boys. Traveling to Charlotte right now. But we have a pinch hitter. Not the first time this guy's come off the bench clutch. Pinch bunt for me, actually, against Auburn.
Yeah.
My freshman year. I think that's fitting. Obviously, we're playing Auburn this weekend. We ended up winning that game.
Wow. You could bunt, huh? You get down a bunt?
Yeah, I could bunt.
McGhee?
Well, Coach Maneri did not think so, I guess, that day.
Did not think so. And honestly, I sat down, I took a big exhale, said, thank God.
Thank God.
And look, flawless bunt, sack bunt, DJ LeMahieu got the base hit to win the game.
Mikey's never forgotten it.
Never forgotten it. I won't forget it. You know, it sticks with me. Chris McGhee in studio, replaced pinch hitting for Jared Mitchell. Got a big show, obviously, LSU baseball. A lot of conversation. They're coming off another sweep. We talked a little bit about that on Monday. We had Zach Cowan in studio on Monday. Today we have Jay Johnson back on the show since they are not traveling for a Thursday game like they were last week. Talk a lot about the weekend, obviously, about the upcoming weekend, about last night's game in Thibodaux, Louisiana. I know a lot of people probably panicked. We're a little worried because baseball, you're supposed to win every game in baseball when you're favored. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. But the beauty of...
Sometimes it does.
And sometimes it does. But the beauty of what LSU has done up to this point is they've found ways to win a bunch of different ways. And I think that's obviously was evident last night. Sometimes baseball happens and you hit some balls hard with some guys in scoring position and the balls don't fall. But you keep pushing, you keep grinding, and you're able to scratch through. And then you have a freshman come on the mound, go 4 innings, 8 punchies, and looks like the guy that he knows he is, and everybody else expects him to be. So that was really obviously nice to see. It's Wednesday, so it's Ask Mikie and Mitch, which now it's Ask Mikie and McGhee.
Let's go.
Because Jay Mitch obviously is on to
boys.
bigger and better things. But the main attraction of our show tonight is Coach Jay Johnson, who is prompt, as always, on the show. Coach, welcome back to the show. Congratulations on the big sweep. Obviously, it's always nice to get a sweep, always hard to get a sweep, especially on the road and in the messy conditions that y'all had to deal with. And then, obviously, getting through last night's game with a dub. Welcome back, Coach. Welcome back.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing? Good to be back in warmer weather?
Yeah, thawed out. Holy cow.
Yeah, look brutal.
That's why you stay in the South to play baseball. That's all I got to say about that.
No, well, Oklahoma would argue that they are in the South. I disagree with that, but it was obviously cold and windy, and that kind of leads me into my first question really for you is, everybody knows how good the offense has been. Everybody knows how talented you are on the mound, how good the starting pitching has been. This past weekend, you had to win in a bunch of different ways. Last night, you had to win in different ways. You've outslugged teams. You've You've won one-run games with the pitching staff and the bullpen. Last weekend, you saw all of that. Last night, you saw all of that. Can you talk a little bit about how equipped y'all are, how good it is to see these guys win in different ways? Last year was all homers. This year it's, hey, we can win with the small ball. We can win with driving guys in. We can win pitching. You won a 3-2 game on Sunday. Can you go into a little bit how proud you are of these guys and how they're finding ways to win, how important that is for making a deep run this season?
Yeah, one of my favorite things to talk about. I think first you just start with the players on the team. On the pitching side of it, you got guys that are giving us good starts. You can match up a little bit, and then you essentially got, more starting type pitchers and spots. Those guys got serious, high-level pitchability that you're bringing in the sixth inning. And to win those close games, it's like, does your bullpen match up? Can you get the one more zero? And our guys have really done that out of the bullpen. Secondly, we've played really good defense, and I think that's probably a credit to the athleticism on the roster. When you look out on the field, it's a really athletic team. You essentially have 3 center fielders in the outfield. You have, a really good shortstop. You have a really, really good second baseman. So the middle of the field's on lock. Luis Hernandez has done a good job behind the plate. And so you're not giving up free bases there. Jared Jones, great defensive first baseman, and the guys at third have done a good job. So now you're not giving away anything with your pitching and defense. And then offensively, whether it's plate discipline, stringing 3 quality at-bats in a row, or somebody popping one in the gap or over the fence, now you can get that run or two separation. And so I think it has to do with the players first and foremost. And secondly, it's a point of emphasis. Can you win any type of game, any type of environment? And what I mean by that is pitcher's duel, slugfest, night game, day game, because it's different. Wind blowing in, wind blowing out, home, road. Like, have a formula, or I'll steal Coach Burtman's term, how to win awareness. And we'll come up with a few things like that might be important on that day. Of like, hey, here's the how to win awareness piece of today. And the guys have done a great job of doing all of that. And I think they play with a lot of confidence, as they should, because they've won a lot of close ones.
Coach, you talked about the bullpen this weekend. This past weekend, y'all have done something that hasn't been done in 20 years, since 2005, and using only 5 pitchers. The way you do that is you have one guy on Friday that throws the entire game. And Cade Anderson has been your ace. He has been the guy that you've leaned on. He has been nails all season. And watching that game, it seemed like in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, when his pitch count started getting up, he got stronger and he got more efficient. I think those were maybe his 3 most efficient innings of the game. Can you go into that and those decisions? Obviously, he was dealing. It was a 2-0 game. He didn't slow down. Pitch count got up, which I don't – obviously doesn't – he's not throwing 135 pitches every game, so I don't think that matters. But can you talk about the process of the internal battle? Do I take him? Do I pull him? Was that ever a thought? And just talk about his performance on Friday.
Yeah, the first thing, did you say 2005?
2005, I believe.
Yeah, I was 27 years old and the head coach at Marine University. Like, that's just crazy.
That's wild. 20 years ago.
2 decades ago.
Yeah, right.
20 years.
2
I feel like
decades
it's that
ago.
long ago.
Wow.
Anyways, back to Cade. Unbelievable performance. Sorry, it just, I don't want to ever get old, but that makes me feel old a little bit.
I get it.
Yeah, Cade, so what a performance, first and foremost. I think there's a few things that stood out about that game. Number one was the first inning.
Yep.
They had the bases loaded, 1 out. I told Coach Yeski to go out to the mound, and he did, and then we got strikeout to hang a big 0 right there. And then, the 6th inning, we were up 2-0 going into the 6th. He gave up a leadoff double to Sam Christensen. And then we immediately got 3 outs really quickly after giving up a leadoff double. And I was like, okay, let's send him back out. And in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, like, we had Zach ready to go. And literally, if anybody got on base in the 7th, 8th, or 9th, we were going to make the move.
Right.
But nobody got on base. And I want to say it was the 8th was like electric, like electric. And it was like, yeah, this dude will like murder me if I try to take him out of the game right now. And no, it wasn't really a thought. I mean, I was on the pulse. We had a guy ready to go. We had our guy ready to go. But I just, one of those, it was actually not real hard, looking at it and seeing how he was going. And I want to give Cade a lot of credit because, people ask me how he's improved a lot. He did a lot of work, strength and conditioning wise, in the summer, in the fall, to put himself in this position. And then it just became he needed experience getting through 5, getting through 6. And he's kind of continuing to get better at that as the year is going on. So that's all him, and great performance. And honestly, it really wasn't that hard.
McGhee?
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Coach Johnson. Man, just sticking with the pitching here, I want to talk about William Schmidt and his performance last night. I thought that was incredible. Just to give a little insight for everybody listening, I actually had the chance to coach William Schmidt, coaching a little youth baseball around here at 13. I think he was 13 years old. He's probably the 7th best pitcher on our team at that point, which is crazy. But he has just continued to grow and develop. Obviously, everybody knows who he is. But last night, just an outstanding performance. Wanted to get what you saw there.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's going to be one of the best pitchers in the country, a huge part of our team right now. And I'm really proud of him. Like, I was doing the media availability today, and somebody was asking me a question, like, last night was some big breakthrough, and I was like...
Yeah, he's been great. Come on.
Yeah, like, time out for a second. And I said, you guys are all reporters, and I think this is part of your job. Like, why don't you go filter around the country freshmen in Power 5 leagues that have thrown 23 1/3 innings, have an ERA of 3.05 or lower, and the amount of strikeouts that he has, and come back to me with that list.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really short list, was my point. And so he's doing great. I just love how aggressive he is. And I thought he pitched awesome. And we needed it. And I actually radioed down to the bullpen and told our guy down there, hey, Williams going in the 6th, and tell him to pitch with a tempo that's going to change the momentum of the game. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, that's exactly what he did. He came in the bottom of the 6th, and it was good morning, good afternoon, good night. And then we came up and scored 5. He went out there, got quick 0, quick 0, quick 0. And I think he's had a number of good performances. Last night was a really good performance, and he's right on track, from where I sit.
Staying with changing the tempo of the game and kind of bringing some momentum, this guy's kind of done this all year. Jake Brown came off the bench again. Huge 2 RBI base hit. Another great defensive play in right field. I know a lot of people speak about, the ball last year in the postseason, which people listening, that's a very hard play going right over your head with the wall behind you. He makes that exact same play last weekend against Oklahoma, and then he makes the play last night down the right field line. He's been clutch all year. Can you talk about how he has adjusted to his role and what it's been like, especially last night, coming in right there, having a big hit and making a big play in the outfield?
Okay, you played outfield in the big leagues, right?
Yeah.
I'm not being a smart aleck.
No.
Yeah. So you just gave some perspective there, which I think you probably earned having that perspective of how difficult a play like that was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But how about the play he made last night?
Right.
That was amazing. And, William got the magic moment of the game. He changed the game when he came in the game to pitch. And then I let the players want that player to give a short little speech after the game. That's like kind of our thing. And the first thing William did was acknowledge the play made by Jake Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I bring that up as the quality of person that William is and the quality dynamic we have as a team. And I think with Jake's performance, the guy's playing great. I decided to play Josh and Ethan last night, and we look at it closely like every game. And, we were chasing runs, which maybe we didn't think we would be in that spot. And I pinch hit him because we had a man on first baseman's holding him on. They're going to have to move the infield. There was more chances that he would hit a ball through the infield. And I think he hit a ball hard and got on an error because the guy had to move where the ball wasn't hit. And I don't think we scored in that inning, but it set the table for the next inning where he got the big hit and got us rolling. But I just think, we've had really good team dynamic, and, him coming off the bench last night, giving us 2 really quality at-bats, making a great play. He made a huge catch. Did you guys see that catch on Saturday in the first inning at Oklahoma? That was amazing.
It was literally like the same play that happened last year at North Carolina. Over his head against the wall, and he takes that extra step. He made the adjustment, obviously, that he did last year, and then jumps up. That's an impossible catch. That's very hard catch to make.
Hard.
Yeah, somebody showed me a picture of it. Like, hey, did you see this? And he came into my office, I think Monday, and I meet with the players a lot. And I was like, hey, did you see this? I heard this. Did you see this picture that's out there, that catch you made? I was like, your dad needs to be getting that framed, big time.
No doubt.
That is a sweet picture. And I think he said, yeah, he's already on it. So, he's doing great, offensively and defensively. I think he's a center fielder that just happens to be playing right field. That's awesome for us. And then offensively, he has so many tools. And you have a guy like that sitting, he usually bats 6th, or last night he pinch hit in the 7 hole. When you have an explosive player that far down in the lineup after you're getting through that run of good hitters, man, they can really help you. And he's really helped you. He's a great athlete. Last year, I had really high hopes for what I believe Jake was going to become as a player, and we're definitely starting to see that.
Coach, you talk about the team dynamic and talk about how close they are. We've had a lot of guys on. Every Monday we have a different guy come on the show, and every one that has come on the show has talked about how close this team is. You had 12 returning guys, a lot of new guys, but it feels like everybody on this team has been around each other for a really long time. It's obviously a credit to them. It's a credit to you. It's a credit to creating that culture to bring everybody closer together. Can you speak on that? How hard is that as a coach to bring in a new crop of guys and be able to get them to gel and have that chemistry so early in the season?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that. I think, really from my chair, it was this, how are we going to set the course for this to be the most awesome team that it could be? And so I always look for kind of a theme, for the year. And this year it's really simple. It's tough and together. I feel like to get where we want to go, we have to have the right amount of toughness, and that's more mental toughness. And you see that really showing in a lot of these close games. And then togetherness. And why was the togetherness piece going to be important? Because you only have 12 returners. I think you have 10 guys from the transfer portal, 3 junior college transfers, and 10 freshmen. So it's all these buckets of players that all were the best players where they were at. So we're going to have an element of bringing this together, and the thought of the team is bigger than me. And that's really hard to do nowadays because they grow up in an era where it's only just about the individual. Like that's what society celebrates.
Right.
And so that was going to be the challenge. So we laid that out, but here's how I think that it's happened. Number one, I'll start with the returning players. Like Jared Jones, Cade Anderson are the first two that come to mind. Like they have been, had a perspective. Jared was part of the national championship team where those dudes made it all about the team all the time, no exceptions. And obviously you see where those guys went. Dylan and Paul are in the big leagues. All the rest of these guys are knocking on the door to the big leagues, that type of thing. Versus maybe it wasn't quite like that last year for a number of reasons.
Right.
And so I think a guy like Jared really used those experiences positively to make a positive impact on saying, hey, we're going to keep this about the team. Well, then the portal guys that we got, I think it was an interesting dynamic because you're talking about Wofford, Indiana State, Utah Valley, UC San Diego. Like those places, they're great places to play.
Right.
They're not LSU. So these guys are like walking around this place like this is Disneyland to them. Right. You know what I mean? And I mean, gratitude would be the word I would use for that group. And they are just giving it everything they have all the time. And what I'm proud of those guys for is 5 of them are major contributors. And there's like 3 or 4 that are just role guys. Mm-hmm. And all of them to a man, like are just bought into the team. Like the transfers we have this year feel like they've been here for a while is what I would say. Right. Because of how their attitude is. And then with the freshman thing, we got like real contributors, like really special talent. And then guys are on the verge of massively contributing. But the reason they're able to do that is because their mind is really strong. And they have perspective also. So with those 3 buckets kind of doing what they're doing and operating that way, it's kind of helped blend that message of the toughness, the togetherness, and the team over me.
That's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
Just so cool to hear.
Because people miss that.
Yeah, no, I think we had a lot of that in 2009 and played on teams before that didn't have that.
What
So
y'all do that year?
Say that again.
What'd y'all do that year?
We held the trophy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I got I think you answered a lot of my first question, so I'm going to go a quick 2-parter here. But just watching last night, there was I forget the inning, but there was a time when you were moving some guys around from a pinch hitting standpoint, and then we saw a defensive arrangement where Bear was playing third and then Brown was playing first. Hadn't seen a lot of that, but that kind of speaks to me to like, hey, it's, we versus me, everybody just doing whatever they can do to win the game. So I wanted to hear from you a little bit on that of, man, are there other combinations maybe we'll see that we hadn't seen, or just a little bit about that combination that we saw at that point? And then I guess the second part of this, I'm just dying to know this. I don't know if people have asked you this before, but I just want to know where the magic moment at the end of the huddle, like where that started. Is that something you've done your entire career? Where did that come from? I think that's one of the most awesome things you guys do.
Cool. I'm happy to answer both of those. All right. So I'll walk you through the defensive thing last night first.
Great.
So we're not looking at doing that permanently, to be very clear. So
do you want to get that out there for all those crazy people?
It's happened one other time, and it was a very similar situation. It was mid to later in the game, and we're chasing runs. So to chase the runs, I made a decision. I pinch hit Jake Brown for Cade Arambidi to start it off. And Cade caught really good last night in the midst of, pitchers being, a little wobbly at the beginning of the game. And so when we got a guy on first, I decided to pinch hit Brown because one of 2 things was going to happen. They were going to have to go to their bullpen earlier than they wanted to. And I thought that would leave them a little vulnerable at the end of the game if we needed to make a late charge. Secondly, it was going to affect the infield alignment where Jake was going to have more opportunity to hit one through the infield.
Yeah.
And then it felt like we needed to have some pressure on them with multiple guys on with less than 2 outs. And we didn't score. That was the inning Derek hit the ball to the wall with the bases loaded. but it did that. Well, then they went left-handed. And so then we pinch hit Luis for Tanner Reeves. So now you have the catching situation scored away in the game. And we were still chasing runs, though. And I wanted to leave Jake in the game. So we were down by 3. So to get to where we needed to go offensively, we had to play 1 inning like that. Well, then if you notice, the next inning was where we scored 5.
Yep.
Jake had to go ahead. Then we immediately inserted Michael Braswell.
Yep.
In the spot we pitch hit John Pearson for his brother. That's like twice. I mean, Josh Pearson's probably mad at me.
How about? I was thinking they probably talk about that on the way home. That's good.
Yeah. And both times he's come through with a huge at bat.
Right.
Both times, a close midweek win, he's come through with a walk. And so it was literally like we were down, and this is what we needed to do to try to catch back up. So that's what it required for 1 inning on defense, and that because they weren't going to take the 3 runs off the board for Nichols.
Right.
Kind of had to hold serve, and then we immediately got the lead, and then you saw we put Braswell in the game, Jared back at first, Jake back in right. We had Luis in the game to catch. It was literally just how do we catch up? That's all that was.
That's pretty cool to hear you explain that, Coach. Just the chess that goes on there that, most of these keyboard warriors have no clue what's going on in the world. That's pretty cool to hear you explain that. Thank you.
Yeah, and when you have good players and you have some versatility left and right, speed, power, offense, defense guys, you can do that. So that's awesome. Just a credit to the roster being good. And then the magic moment thing, I took that from when I was at San Diego. My boss there was a coach named Rich Hill. He's now the head coach at the University of Hawaii.
Yep.
In my opinion, he was
I just saw a story about him. They just had this huge write-up on how they do like 3 hours before they do this like mental training thing before, and they're rolling.
Yeah, he's the best college baseball coach that I know, period. Had he been at a place like LSU, you would be talking about Coach Hill like he was Augie Garrido or whoever. That's where a lot of my stuff came from. Now, he got it from Pat Riley, for when Pat Riley was the coach of the Lakers.
Wow.
And then they had the book, which now became the HBO movie, The Winning Time thing.
Yep.
And it outlined in that book what the magic moment was. It was the point in the game where the player, or Pat Riley called the warrior, would sort of seize the moment, take control of the game, and then it would turn into winning.
Wow.
And then I just kind of put my own spin on it with lineup card immediately after the game. Player says something, and it just kind of gets you ready, celebrate the win because it's hard to win, and build, confidence in the player that won the magic moment, get the team together and behind them. And then, now you got social media in LSU, it's like this whole deal, and somebody wants to corporate sponsor it, and it's like,
that's so good. That is so good.
So that was that. I got to give a lot of credit for everything that I've accomplished in my career to Coach Hill, and I love Pat Riley too, man. Like Magic Johnson was my favorite basketball player of all time. The no look passes and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of a cool intertwined deal.
That's all. I did not know. That's
the mic'd up magic moment.
I don't think mic'd up can afford that.
No,
I think that's going to be a hot commodity in the corporate world.
Climb wise.
Yeah.
No, I was laughing because somebody brought that to me, and I was like, wait. Somebody wants to be a corporate sponsor.
Hell yeah, we got to sell that.
For the moment. Yeah. And I'm like, man, times have really changed.
We got NIL to pay. Let's go. Let's get it going.
Magic Mo's going to be this class outside.
That's wild. That's why at least it's catching on. Not just on the team, it's catching on with the fan base.
So good.
Coach, you brought up John Pearson. And that's what I want to ask you about him. We've talked a little bit about the difficulties of pinch hitting and how hard it is and how you have to be locked in all game to be able to go in there in those situations, because usually you're pinch hitting in a situation that matters, right? Where it's a tight game, you're pinch hitting because you got to come through with a big at bat. As a freshman, to be able to go in there and be in these moments and be able to slow it down, have enough poise to say, hey, I'm pinch hitting, so I don't need to get a hit. I just need to have a good at bat and be able to draw those walks. You mentioned he had 2 really good at bats and both were walks. Can you talk about the mental makeup of him and how good of a player he's going to be and how good of a player he already is for you?
Yeah, happy to. And I think he's like what I would call, or Coach Simpson or Coach Wanaka would call our kind of hitter. You know what I mean? Like, he's balanced, he has power, but he doesn't have to sell out to get to the power. And that's really important to me because you have to be able to win in all kinds of ways. He's already proving like he has really good plate discipline. And for me, like the separator, like with John, is the makeup piece of it. And it's just like that family, and I probably have mentioned this to you guys before, is like in the highest regard to me with Bill and Josh, obviously I love, except when he dressed up like me for Halloween. That was a little weird.
Imitation to stage flattery.
I was like, was it Halloween or was it dress up like her hero day, Josh?
That's good. So good.
So no, they're such solid kids about the right things, and you know, he's a guy I want to get more at bats for, you know, in the context of winning, and you know, and like I feel the same way like about Kate Arambidi, Ashton Larson. Like there's several of those types of guys. Like the only reason they're not 100 at bat guys right now is because they're on a team that is really, really good offensively. But I think John is going to be a really good hitter here, you know, and he's going about it the right way. He's improving on defense. And, you know, he was this close to being in the game on defense last night because of the situation I was laying out. We just took the lead.
Right.
And he was due up second, but I was like, man, we've worked so hard to get back into this thing. Like, Braz is an awesome defender. Like, let's play this right. Like, we're not messing around with a win, you know what I mean? And but he's doing a great job, and I want to keep looking for opportunities like last night to get him in there.
Lloyd, you got one?
Yes, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I have an image here for you.
hey, like
that's so good. That's what happens when you play Nichols.
Man alive, like there's a whole story like with us going down there to play, and I don't want to get into, but like that picture is like somebody showed that to me on the bus last night, and I was like, that's so classic. But kind of a funnier part of that is like I went out there like 3 times, and like I couldn't get in there because there's people in there all the time. And like one time I slipped and almost fell down, you know, like, and like got these little kids with Nichols hats are like laughing at me, and like it's something else. So I'm not tell Coach Henry, like we need a dugout porta potty if we're gonna think about making our way back to Thibodeau anytime soon.
The helmet,
having the helmet
so good. Ready to go is so funny to me.
It's a BYOP. You got to bring your own porta potty next time you go to Nichols.
I'll tell you what, yeah, it was cool deal. I love these types of games.
Yeah.
We don't play a lot of them. I don't really want to travel on Tuesday during league play. That's kind of my thing. I don't want to do that. But, you know, we had the rain out earlier this year, so we had to flip it. And at that time, we just needed to play early in the season. And so I felt like it would work out okay because we had the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and, you know, an extra day in between. And it was good. You know, I'm sure you guys had those types of games when you were here, and you know, you got to kind of grind.
Yeah, we lost those.
We actually lost to Nichols.
Yeah, we lost.
We didn't actually win that one, so glad you guys pulled it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, you got one?
I was actually going to mention that what we just talked about. I heard on the broadcast last night that it was like the last 2 times that LSU lost to Nichols, they actually won the national championship. So I hope that we break that streak this year, because we actually won the game.
Won the game.
So they were talking about that in the middle of the game.
Coach, if you knew that, you would have done all that shit.
Funny. I'll flip it to our good whatever you want to call it. We also beat them that year too.
There you go.
You beat them that year too. There you go.
So how about this? The last time we played Nichols twice.
There you go.
We won
a national championship.
Oh,
Let's go.
There you go. Good, great spin.
I like that.
Coach, circling back, I want to get back to the pitching staff just for a second. I've talked about this a lot throughout the course of the year, just from experiences of seeing guys coming off of Tommy John, guys who have basically missed 2 years. You saw a little bit last year with Gage Jump. It took him about half the season to kind of figure it out, get ready, get comfortable, and then the back half of the season, he was lights out. He was arguably the best pitcher on y'all's team. I see some of the similarities in Chase Shores as far as coming back from Tommy John. Obviously, He's electric. He's unbelievably talented, but you can't replicate innings. You can't replicate experience, and yet he missed a lot of time. It feels like every start he's gotten better and better and better. This past weekend, he went 5 innings, got the dub, kept it tight. Are you seeing that progression, and are you seeing him continue to ascend to be the guy that you expect him to be?
Yes, and I don't know if it was on your guys' show, Mikie, but early on, it might have even been in like the season opening media availability. I remember saying my expectation is that Chase continues to get better as the season goes along because of getting that, tread on his tires, experience, whatever you want to call it. And some of that's physical and execution. Some of it's conditioning, getting through, innings with runners on base or extending into the game or executing pitches mentally. And he's grown in all these areas. And he needs to continue to use that experience to keep advancing himself. And if he does that with the ability that he has, he will continue to get better. And I have a lot of faith in him. I've always had a lot of faith in him. And he knows what we need out of him. And I thought Saturday was really good. I mean, Luis has played great. I mean, unbelievably great. We had the one that just kind of kicked off his glove. Otherwise, Chase wouldn't have given up any runs in that game. And so he's moving in a good direction. And I see some things that are lasting in terms of, that performance to continue on. So I'm proud of his development, and he's got to just keep going, and I believe that he will.
Coach, a couple more, and then I'm going to let you get to the I know this is your Wednesday prep time, so I'm not going to cut too into that. But you brought up Luis. It's a guy I've been wanting to ask about all day. I think people forget that when he transferred in from Indiana State last year, he didn't catch like he's catching right now. And I think people just assume that, he hit 360 with 23. He's going to jump in here and he's going to start hitting homers left and right. But catching takes a toll on you, and it's an adjustment period of how do I manage the body? How do I make the adjustment to catching and hitting? And it feels like once competition ramped up, his hitting ramped up. And I don't even think you've seen him get as hot as he's going to get through the course of the year. Talk about how he has continued to get better and continue to make that adjustment as between catching every day and hitting.
I think he's done great.
Yeah.
And I think if you could like roll like a videotape through 34 games and go like, this is what you're getting out of the defense, this is what you're getting out of the offense, I would give him a thumbs up on both. And I agree with you. He's only getting better as the year's going on offensively. It reminds me a lot of Tyler McManus, who we got from Samford my first year here. Once we got into SEC play, the guy went, bonkers and started hitting homers and big hits and all those types of things. And, Luis, huge homer against Missouri. He had a big weekend that weekend. He had a huge homer against Texas. Bunch of big hits this weekend at Oklahoma, homered against Mississippi State. And then we're just not giving up very many runs with him back there.
Right.
And to me, that's all that matters from that position. And he's such a good guy and such a good teammate that the guys love throwing to him. He's done an excellent job with Cade Arambidi. Like Cade Arambidi has improved dramatically over the last month behind the plate. And I think Luis actually has a lot to do with that too. And so, this guy's Hall of Fame. Like, I'm very thankful for some of these guys that we were able to bring in, this summer, this year. And I can't even picture our team without him right now. I can't.
Awesome, Coach. We're going to let you get out of here on this one, a little fun one here. Saw recently that you showed the boys the 300 movie on the bus, and I remember that being a pretty big thing. What are we going to watch on the bus? Wanted to get some insight. Is there something else you guys been watching that's been pretty cool, or something that you have on deck?
Is it all like I want to run through a wall movies? Is it all like fun,
I want to know what y'all are watching.
Yeah.
What are y'all watching? We're on these road trips on the bus.
Yeah, I think I got misquoted on that a little bit.
All right, that's good. Let's clear it up.
I spent
That's what we're here for.
I showed them a clip.
Okay.
I showed them a clip. And the clip was the one where they're walking or they're marching to go take on the Persians, like the huge army, and these random dudes show up that want to help them out, and Leonidas asks one of those guys what's your profession, and one guy goes I'm a carpenter, or I'm a blacksmith or whatever they say. And then he asks his guys, the Spartans, like, what is your profession? And they're like in unison, they're like, oh. And so like my point was like, this was their life. Like they were bred to be, warriors, and it's like, you guys were born to be baseball players, and ball players at LSU. And then now how did they take this group of only 300 guys and fight off like this army of like millions? They had a great strategy and they were experts at their craft with their sword, their shield, all of those types of things, and it's like, hey, Zach Callen's an expert at pitchability. Derek Curiel's an expert at strike zone discipline and bat to ball skills. Stephen Milam's an expert at shortstop defense. And like together, like if we just stay true to our training and our technique, like there's nothing we can't do, which in that day it was like win a game in 29-degree weather with 25-mile-an-hour winds blowing in your face.
Let's go.
So
that's coaching right there, baby.
It's just kind of wherever we're at in the season. Like sometimes they're a little more like lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Frisco, there was some just totally different, like for that deal. It just depends on where we're at. And sometimes it's like pretty straight up, like, hey, this is the challenge. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
This is how we need to commit to doing it. And we all have to be like locked into that. So it's just different things at different times.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I was thinking that 300 movie was a little long to be showing on the bus. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
just a clip, baby.
Like,
just a clip.
If I made them watch a movie that long, there'd be a mute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the opposite of what I wanted to do.
I can't believe the media misquoted you. Just incredible stuff. Crazy.
Oh, speaking of media, Jay Mitch, you got one for him?
Jay Mitch! Look at you, boy!
Oh.
Look at him.
How you doing?
Coming from the top rope.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
Where are we at? A Courtyard Marriott or something?
They don't put him in the Ritz, huh?
Coach, Jared.
Gotta work your way there. Why do I get your treatment? Yeah, I gotta work. My
Jared's
way
with the
there.
big boys out there in Charlotte, SEC Network. He kicked us to the curb.
Nobody has stayed more nights in a Courtyard Marriott over the last 20 years than Jay Johnson. So.
You got great Marriott points, reward points, no doubt.
Still living off them.
Yeah, love that. Coach, we appreciate you, as always, coming on the show and obviously giving us the insight. Good luck this weekend. We'll be watching. Hopefully the weather's going to be a lot better this weekend than it was last weekend, and y'all can at least enjoy it instead of just trying to get in and out of the games. But thank you for your time always, and good luck.
You're the man, Coach.
All right, guys.
Let's go.
Have a great night.
Yeah, later too.
No clock in baseball. Or Mik'd up interviews.
Wow, what a entrance, Jay.
How about that? He's off the top rope, baby.
What's the rental car?
I'm coming in hot.
What's the rental car?
Coming in hot. What's the what?
What's the rental car you had to get? What did you get?
I don't know, a Nissan Altima. I don't know, man. I just grabbed one that was down the line. It looked like it was free.
There you go.
Like as if no one was occupying it.
Yeah.
It's not $3.
Not $3. Well, actually, for you, it's free.
I'd be looking for that
you
one
don't
too.
pay for it.
I'd be looking for that one too.
The Worldwide of Sports.
Yeah,
Worldwide
yeah,
of
it's
Sports.
definitely not coming out of my pocket. Hey, here's the question: did y'all get a chance to ask him, like, if they're enjoying kind of flying under the radar right now? Because they definitely are, without a doubt.
We did not ask him that.
No, we did not
we
ask
didn't
him
ask
that.
him. That's
You
why.
should've
That's
been
why
here.
you should. Exactly. should have been here to ask him that question yourself.
Yeah. But he, I think
not wrong.
it
Not
sounds
wrong.
like he's pretty good at it. I thought one of the coolest things.
This was a great interview by him, by the way.
That was great. Yeah. I mean, that was great.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how long we had him, so I was just like, oh, this is going great.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how long we had him, I guess.
Right.
But when he was explaining the maneuvering and the thoughts behind how he was pinch hitting the guys and moving the guys and thinking 3 steps ahead in the game, no one's just watching the game casually knows that's going on.
Right.
But that's why we pay the guys all that money.
Right.
Like that was just incredible to hear him think through that, and cool that he is thinking through that for the Tigers.
And you hear the funny thing is, and you said keyboard warriors. I don't know if he caught that.
Yeah.
When you said that,
I wanted to let him know
because that is what they are. People don't. I think
Thumb
people.
thugs.
I think.
Phone thugs.
Phone thugs. I think people just think sometimes that these coaches make these decisions just in the moment, like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. This guy, I'm just gonna throw him in there, instead of saying, everything he said, every decision he made was thought out. Thought out so much to the point of this rescheduling of this game.
How about that?
Hey, we're going to reschedule it on Tuesday because we had a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series on the road. We're going to come back Sunday morning.
He's thinking about it, man.
He's thinking about it, right?
Not only was he thinking about it while it was going on, he thought through 17 different scenarios probably in the course of 2 minutes.
Right.
But he also has thought about it in his mind a million times before the game. He's thinking through the situations. What can I do here? What's the matchup? What's our best? Which is, I think that's what we're paying him to do.
And look,
that's why they get paid so much.
You're not gonna every decision he makes ain't gonna be right. If that was the case,
also not every coach does that.
Not every coach does that, and
Right.
I think that's when we are paying you that much money, you need to be in the lab working on it like he is. And when he is, then we can all should be able to live with the results of what you thought was a bad decision.
That's it.
It was a bad decision because it didn't work.
Right.
It wasn't a bad decision because he didn't think it out.
It wasn't off on a whim.
It
It was very thought out.
If you think it is ever after listening to the guy talk, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like he is thinking about the game of baseball more than you've thought about anything in your life, and I think that's cool to hear from him.
Yep, without a doubt.
You can't make those decisions without having thought of it before or knowing what you have. You
Not
can't
those types of
No,
decisions.
that's what you can't make can't move three chess pieces at once and be like, all right, if we do this, then we can do this, then we can do this. Like, oh, look what I fell into.
Right.
Can you believe that?
Right.
It's like,
Right.
No, we can do this. Can do here. Like the only question, like Jake Brown, did you bring your first baseman's mitt today?
Yeah.
Like that would be the only. Key
Well,
to
he
the plan.
also he mentioned he was like, I was thinking about putting Josh Pearson, so he's thinking about alternative solutions to
Right.
what he actually did. He's like, oh no, that's not good because this could happen and this could happen. Just really cool to hear him explain it too and see his mind working.
And awesome that he
put Nichols in
that
a
he
pretzel.
does that. Some coaches would just say, "Oh no, this is
Just
something
lay it
that
out.
we've done," and don't really go into explanation to the media. I don't think we're considered.
Well, I think he knows that we could probably digest that too.
Yeah.
If he's in there talking to that to some of these other folks.
No doubt.
I don't want to name one person in particular that always think that does a bad job with the same first and last name, same letter. But anywho.
Jay, how's the weather out there in Charlotte, man?
It's actually nice and brisk
salty
over here.
in
It's
here.
pretty nice.
Salty.
Hey, listen. No, look. Listen. So what y'all were just talking about, I obviously didn't hear any of it.
Go back and watch the
I will
replay,
say, I couldn't. I had to watch Waze. I didn't know where I was going.
I got
Couldn't do
you.
it.
I got you.
I will say this though. I will say this. It really is cool to kind of understand or have an idea of how much he thinks about it. And I think a lot of people forget, man, when you get to this level of coaching at like an LSU or any of these really big SEC schools, like you become your own worst enemy. And it's not because, for the most part, it's usually not because you don't prepare. It's because there's a whole bunch of micro decisions that you need to make and that you're probably thinking out 2 and 3 steps ahead. And they're either going right for you or they're not going right for you. And that's kind of based off of whatever maybe logic you put into it, whatever maybe luck may go into it your way or not your way. But these are things that has to happen at this kind of a position to do it at this kind of level. Like it has to. So it's cool to, once again, like y'all said, him talking about that's what he does and see that like that's where it's at.
No doubt.
Yeah, and think about that, man. He's not only making those decisions and thinking through baseball, then he's also managing an organization of, 50, 60 people, which is just, in the real world, think about that. You're the CEO of this 60-person group, and you've got to think the strategy. Good God, it's just it's a gigantic job that all these keyboard warriors have no clue. They would just get swallowed up by it.
The guy that makes the decisions gets blamed or praised for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would
The
even
guy
say
comes-
he gets like you don't even.
Actually,
You didn't even get that much
probably
praise.
doesn't get
He doesn't
Like,
get enough.
no.
He doesn't get
You're
enough
also-
praise for that decision that he made last night.
You're also
That helped him win.
Right.
you're also a different kind of CEO too. Like everybody's eyes are on you. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of CEOs running around that nobody sees or hears or knows anything about the decisions they make.
Right.
Every decision he makes is pretty much out there for everyone to see. Like that's a different kind of CEO as well.
Correct.
Yep. Even going to the porta potty at Nichols, it's all out there.
That's an unbelievable picture.
Did you see that, Jared? Were you here for that?
Helmet
There it is.
on.
Yeah, I did. That is an all-time legendary
That's
picture.
wild.
Hey, we got some.
I sent this picture to Russell Shepard actually, and him and I had a few choice words about Joe, so it was pretty funny.
Hey,
I
yeah,
think he
Joe,
wants that contract. We should probably try to get him that
There we
contract.
go.
We can help.
or at least Joe's got to get a little NIL deal with Jones right there.
Yeah.
I'll get that picture out there.
There's that was a
Yeah, just missing one letter.
more clippable, quotable
Thank you.
moments in that interview than we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Some nice laughs. We hadn't had a nice mic'd up and Jay Johnson laugh.
Oh, it's been.
Yeah,
I would push back a bit. I think it's been a lot of this year. You
No,
can see-
we get it, but like this one was like pretty consistent.
You
can tell he's
he
having-
came back with some jokes.
Yeah.
You can tell they're 31-3.
And you can tell he's having fun coaching the ball club too,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like you could just feel that
And
watching.
he likes the guys. Obviously, he respected that question. All the guys came in. I wasn't lying. They all come in here and talk about how close that team is. And when a team's that close, it's got to be. I mean, I know you coach at a lower level, obviously, but like when everybody
10
on the team's close and they're having a good time, that's got to be more enjoyable for the head coach. You know
Yeah,
what
and
I
I
mean?
think even worse when they're not, when everybody's not excited about being each other. It's sometimes a miserable experience.
Yeah.
So, and you can see that he's excited about
you
going to work
can't
every day.
motherfuck a 10-year-old. Be like,
No.
wait, what? You have to be here.
You'd be surprised on how many of those travel ball coaches do that. Though.
Yeah, you got to keep that down. We've been working on that.
Jared, before we get to the Ask Mikey and Mitch and McGhee questions, I want to ask you this. So last night, William Schmidt went 4 innings, 8 punchies, looked the best he's probably looked in a long time this year. It all came together. He was all over the strike zone and completely dominant. Through 62 pitches. I would imagine he's probably going to be available on Sunday.
Sunday's a Sunday.
Um,
Sunday available. 1 inning, 2 innings maybe.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think we've talked about this a few times on the show. He has the Friday and Saturday piggyback guys. Hey, you're going to go and you're going to throw 3-4 innings. You're going to throw 3-4 innings. If the game dictates it, you're going to finish the game. Could we see
Yes.
Schmidt being that guy for Sunday?
Yeah, if he continues to pitch
If he
like
continues to do that, right? You would imagine that's what he's trying to do.
that. I
Jay.
think what's good too, they only use 5, but they got other guys. Go
Right.
ahead, Jared. He asked you, not me. This is your show. My bad.
No, I don't know, man. Like y'all just talked to him. I would imagine y'all probably asked him about that a little bit more.
We didn't actually.
I'm not exactly. Did y'all?
We did not. We did not.
Should have been here.
Okay. Well, I'm not sold that that's necessarily truly what he wants to do, but I do think he sees it as those 2 piggyback guys, and if I can find another one, if need be, if it makes the most sense, if I really can't get some of these other guys to truly step up and really do it, then I know I got that in my back pocket as well. But I wouldn't imagine that that's truly what he wants to do, because there will come a time where maybe you come down to a situation and it's the, I don't know, let's say it's the 4th inning with 2 outs and the bases are loaded and you're down 2 runs. Do I really want to pull the starter there?
Right.
I might need to.
Right.
But do I really want this guy to go 6? I don't really want to. Like, I don't think he wants to just sit here and say, I'm going to use these 6 guys. The rest of y'all see y'all next year. But I think he thinks, I have this in my back pocket if I absolutely need it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. That's a good place
I
to be.
agree. I agree. I don't think that he wants to. Having 3 guys piggyback, it's very hard to do that consistently, right? Because if something goes wrong and it doesn't, you're going to have somebody else.
Yeah, 3 guys got to throw good every weekend.
Every weekend,
Like,
right?
come on.
6 guys, really.
Yeah.
Have to throw good every weekend. 3 starters and 3 piggyback guys.
So that was going to be my point. I think that a role that Schmidt could really blossom into is just be that extra longer guy. So as you get into, I think they're pretty safe to say, knock on wood, we should be in postseason play here. And you start getting down the road of, man, someone didn't go long in a game in a SEC tournament or in the regional, and they're struggling in the second or third. We need somebody to give us 3 or 4 to get to the bridge guys.
Right.
You can become that, or, hey, we get in a loser bracket and we need an extra starter that can really go. Like, he's kind of that extra swing guy, long guy.
Or could potentially be the guy who says, hey, we're in the 9th inning, and we need someone to come in there and shut it down. Maybe he's the back end. I mean, I think
from the bridge guy.
From the bridge guy.
Bridge guy came in the 6th. Man, he's struggling a little bit. They've been wearing on him a little bit. He's up to 70 pitches in 3 innings. Like, it's a lot. Schmidt, here you go.
Hey, come close it out. Throw your 98 with the banger of a breaking ball.
It honestly looks like right now, any situation that he truly can, that he feels like, if I can put these guys in the 5th or the 6th inning and they can finish this game, and I can just use them for that, I think this is a good thing. I think I'm going to go with it, because if I can do this and I can prepare them for this, when I get to the postseason, when I get to the SEC tournament, when I get to the NCAA tournament, one of those guys that I'm piggybacking with just might have to start.
Right.
Yeah. So now you got
get
him.
to go.
Yep.
Right.
Like you said. So I think he's doing that in every situation, knowing that I'm probably most likely going to get quality innings out of these guys, and I need them to have this feel because they just might have to start this year.
And look, and it's not going to happen often, hopefully, but at some point this season, there may be a situation where those guys come in and it doesn't work out flawlessly like it's worked out. Maybe they come in and they do give up 2 or 3 runs in an outing, and then they lose the lead, and now you got to figure out.
Yeah, we might have extras.
Yeah, what do we do here? Now you got to throw someone in to go pick it up. So
who else do we love? Like, who else do I think that you can say that there's the 5 guys that pitched last week, and you go, man, we give them the ball, we feel really, really good.
I think he likes
Schmidt.
I think he likes Benj for an inning.
Ooh, I like him too.
Yeah, I think he likes
get
Benj
into
as a
this,
bridge guy, huh?
Maybe we should pop on some Ask Mikey and Mitch's because there's a lot of the questions.
Let's
Okay,
go.
let's do
Let's
Ask
get in
Mikey,
there.
Mitch, and McGhee.
That's good
Ask
producing.
Mikey, Mitch, and McGhee.
Good producing.
Good
Thank you,
producer
sir.
right there.
Thank you, sir. Sometimes it happens. I stumble into it.
Nice production.
Or maybe I'm like Jay and I plan all of this out.
Yeah.
And I've been through these scenarios millions of times in my head.
Not so sure.
No, definitely not. I just happen to be looking at the questions. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Oh, this is from Richie the Snowman, my guy.
Hey, he's back.
He's back off a bender. Besides the starters, Cowens and Evans. So there's your 5.
Yep.
How many quality innings per series do you think the rest of the bullpen needs to contribute to get this team through
Well,
the SEC?
yeah,
and
tough
into the
question.
Okay, so I'm not going to give an actual number because
Yeah.
that's
Like
impossible.
over a weekend, over the season. Like, what are we talking here? That's a tough question.
Instead of getting the innings, I'm going to give names of people who I think
That we
would
can trust
potentially-
with
that
the
we
ball.
can trust with the ball. I think I just mentioned it. I think he likes Bench for an inning to get through, bridge you to another guy. I think he likes Newt. I really do. I think he's
Yeah.
going to give Newt some opportunity. And I really do think that Maverick Rizzi's going to end up.
Man, he just
becoming
got
a
to,
guy.
right?
He's got to.
It just why wouldn't he be?
6'9" with 100. Like,
I mean, those guys usually play.
And like he's young, he's kind of figuring it out, but his last few outings have been pretty decent. I think he's going to be a guy because at the end of the day, one of those guys are going to have to figure out how to do it. And look, maybe the lefty you started, maybe for an inning. I think he showed last night for 2 innings he could be efficient. Then the third inning kind of fell apart.
I don't think he's giving.
I think there's 2 lefties.
Where?
Yeah,
Where?
I think there's 2
Yeah,
lefties.
he's
The
not
one
giving
that
up
start
on
Connor Ware
Yeah.
and DJ Primo.
Yeah.
Whatever one he could get
He's going
4
to
to 6 out of.
He wants one of them.
Out of, like every time they go out there, he would love that.
He's
Yeah.
got to get
And he's
one
gonna
of them
keep
to get
him a
going.
chance to do it until it's like I can't trust you here.
Right.
Like I think he's gonna give him chances to do it.
Right. I think when you look at the back end of the season, like when you get down to Tennessee weekend and on, like that last stretch, I think you're going to see him trust like 9 different pitchers. Like
Yeah.
really trust. So you got the 5.
You can start
And I
there.
think you're going to see some other 4 guys that are going to be out there pretty consistent.
See the lefties get a couple batters here or there.
Yeah.
Man, isn't it crazy? It's Jay's just done an incredible job stockpiling talent. We're talking about a 6'9", 100-mile-an-hour thrower.
He's got like 10 innings.
Can we trust him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that
Right.
guy would have just been out there.
Right.
Like,
You would figure it out.
yeah, like, we got to put him out there, and we don't have to use him
It's wild.
to win. That's
Yeah.
pretty good job. By
Well,
him.
when you have a freshman that comes in that also throws upper 90s, that has guys are hitting sub 100 against him, and Case and Evans, that helps.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good, huh?
Shortstop.
Yeah, he was a shortstop. You're right.
No, he's a pitcher now.
Now, that's by his choice, apparently. He went to Jay and said, I want to pitch.
Good choice.
I don't need to play the infield anymore.
Nice choice, brother.
I think that's a good move.
Yep.
That was a smart
Good
move.
decision making.
Ask Mikey and Mitch.
Yep.
I mean, I could have cut you all off, but I would keep it going.
No, that's good.
Who do you think is about to be the next guy to step up out the pen?
You're an idiot.
That's
Boy
good.
does this on purpose, dog. This
Yeah,
is
Lloyd, thank you.
incredible.
Thank you. Rizzy, it would be like if we just want to say one guy that's
Yeah.
going to go from where he's at now to where he will be at the end of the season when they're playing in Omaha, hopefully. Rizzy. I think he'll pitch
Biggest
bigger
jump.
innings than he's pitching right now.
Yep.
Rizzy or Ware? They need a lefty, and I'm sure they want to find a lefty. Rizzy or Ware?
That's nice.
Ask Mikey and Mitch. Game on the line. Who are you taking to win you the ball game this year?
Case and Evans.
Was it a multiple choice or did we get a
They left
chance?
it open-ended for you to show your work.
As of right now, what I've seen, Case and Evans.
Yeah, I mean, you ask that, and it's like, all right, well, the starters are out, so you have to go with a bullpen
Right.
guy because that's just the way the world works. And it's Evans, like it's not even close. But
I could have put the rest of the question in there, aside from Cowan and Evans
oh yeah,
and your start.
Well,
well,
this is
that's I think that's a better question though.
Okay.
But man, I said it's not even close. But then Cowan's just like,
right.
God, he controls the strike zone so well. You can't see him getting
And
banged.
he's
around.
got the Bugs Bunny changeup, which is to me the best pitch in baseball.
Yeah.
If you have
I'm-
a nasty changeup.
I'm biased, but I would say Schmidt because I just think he's got a competitive edge and his stuff. It just really plays. And if he pitches, like when we get into the season where it's going to be on the line, he would have pitched a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's Schmidt to me. Past those two guys.
Yeah, without the.
Do we have any other questions that aren't about the bullpen?
I have a slew. Oh, the Fonz. I'm glad you joined, Jared. No, there's a couple more in here actually.
I know. I figured there's more about
let's
the bullpen,
go.
but let's. I think
After
we.
last night's showing, what's a realistic best case scenario for Schmidt's role in this team come the postseason?
I think we've exhausted the bullpen conversation.
If somebody get the producer out of here, this is ridiculous.
I think we've exhausted the bullpen conversation.
J. Mitch, for you. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3 questions coming straight up, right at you in your face. So, first one up.
Is it only Jared?
Okay. Personal. In the game that you scored in Omaha, did you even look at the third base coach, or was that a no? Ain't
Which
no way
one?
They throwing me out.
Scored a lot.
He scored a lot in Omaha.
I'd imagine it's the head first slide or the feet first slide where he popped up and was all fired up. I don't even know if it was at Omaha.
He's talking about the 08 one, maybe, Jared.
Oh yeah, that was 08. The walk off against Rice.
Yeah, Dean hit the ball against the wall.
We had a third base coach? What's that? No.
These puppies ain't stopping.
My decision, baby.
Yeah. I think that's so like keyboard warriors again. There's some of that's rules of baseball. Like, hey man, if you're on first base and there's 2 outs, if you're on first base and there's 2 outs, you're scoring on a double.
Yeah.
Like when the ball is hit.
That's my mindset every time.
Yeah, that was
Every
like,
time. That's like a thing in my mind where it's like
you don't need a third base.
like
You're gonna score.
I'm on first base with 2 outs. My thought process is I'm taking my lead probably about 2, even at first base. I'm taking my lead probably about 2 feet back from the bag because my mindset is I'm not here. I'm not paid. I'm not at school. I'm not a part of this team to be breaking up double plays or force plays at second. I'm trying to score. If this ball gets put in the gap or it drops, I want to score.
Yep.
So, like, that's my mindset from the start of it. So, like, the thought process of it was, ball off the bat, you should be going already. What third base coach? I'm trying to score.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Nothing else about it.
And the kind of the second part of this, which it doesn't really matter, the ball's in front of you.
Yeah, like you don't need a third
You're
base.
seeing it the whole time. You know where you're at. You know what you're going to do. You're moving on the pitch. You're doing what you need to do. Like,
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like the guy's on second base and there's 2 outs, and he gets thrown out at home. I can't believe the third base coach sent him. He didn't send him, dude. We decided before the season started that if you're on second base and there's 2 outs and the ball's hit the outfield,
You're scoring.
You're supposed to score.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, the third base coach. I can't believe he sent him. The
I
guy
saw
never
him
looked at
waving
it.
his arm.
Yeah, like he was trying to hustle your butt
Yeah,
on, but
give
that
you-
was already decided.
yeah, he was gone.
That was
the ball hit the outfield grass. I'm scoring.
We decided that in August.
Yeah.
That he was
Right.
going to go. So,
Right.
Good question, though.
Yep.
Maybe.
J. Mitch, for you again. That's a great answer. J. Mitch, in game 2 of the Superverse, UC Irvine, top of the 9th, how close were you to pulling the trigger on the ball 4? This God, he's been watching you.
Ball out of the hand.
Hey, this guy's going back to 08 right now.
Wait, he's saying that it was a borderline. What was the question?
I'm assuming I don't remember the pitch, but I'm assuming it was borderline.
He's saying that
There
he
was,
can't
a,
believe
there was
that.
a walk. There was a walk in that inning where I think I tried to call time early in that bat and I didn't get it. And
Yeah.
it became a big shit stroke.
Coach
It became
Maneri
a big
came out of
shit
the
stroke.
dugout.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. And then I ended up walking that at bat.
It was
pretty
low
sure
and
that bat.
it was low and away. It was tight. It was close. I remember.
Out of there.
Last one up for J. Mitch.
Good eye.
Another 08 question?
Let's see. Up to y'all. Dealer's choice.
It's going to be a new Iberia question now.
J.
Probably.
Mitch. There's one of those also, but that's for Mikey also. St. Thomas More and
Wow.
Westgate tied together. Ask Mikey and Mitch. And McGhee. But just for J. Mitch. How did you not show any emotion after that diving catch against the fence in the bottom of the 9th? Did you actually hurt yourself, or is that a little showmanship?
Little show.
Is this all from the same person?
Yeah, Fonz.
Wow.
That's good.
Fonz was locked in on some Jay Mitch highlights.
I'm gonna guess he was at this game in his brain right now.
Good ball game.
Shit, I don't know, man. I don't.
Hidden ball.
I said
I
good
don't
ball
know.
game. That was
One out. I don't know. It's not over.
Yeah, I didn't even know you did.
Maybe I had the Kobe mindset games.
I wasn't on the team, so I don't really remember.
Yeah,
were watching.
maybe you had dirt in your mouth. I don't know because you did go against it. You didn't. You probably were hurt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Good catch.
Good question.
Great catch. Good play. Great season. Fun.
Ask Mikey, Mitch, and McGhee, what's the first moment that comes to mind when asked about the loudest moment you remember from Alec Box?
Are we all going to answer this?
Yes.
I guess we can all answer it. You have one that comes right to your mind right now?
Yeah.
Like that I experienced myself?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in this one.
Yeah.
Well,
so
no, but like I didn't know if I was in the stands watching it or if I was
Could be.
actually on the field.
either one's good. Mine was in 08 when we hit the last game in Alex Box.
The
We hit the
homer.
back homers,
Yeah.
and the place was just
Oh.
dumb. That was just crazy.
Man, there's a bunch. I'm trying to go back to like the Supers, but we kind of beat the shit out of Rice. So
Yeah.
like,
That was hard. That really was
Yeah.
almost felt
I
like a
will-
sleepy game.
yeah, I'll tell you this.
Sleepy series.
This one I remember. Regional game against Baylor.
Loud.
When Austin Nola got the base hit
Up the middle.
the
Loud.
soft liner,
Loud.
loud. That one, because Baylor was. People don't remember this, but Baylor was like preseason, I think top 5 or 10 in the country. They had a bunch of injuries. A lot of those guys came back
Yeah.
in time for the postseason, and they were a good team. I think we beat them like 2-1 or 3-2.
It's 2-1.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
something.
Yeah. But that was loud.
Same game. Renato strikes the guy out.
Oh, yeah.
That was loud.
What a game.
Good baseball.
I'll give you one. 08 Supers hidden ball trick with DJ LeMahieu at second base.
Yeah, place was
Once.
not happy.
The place, it was a different kind of loud, but the place was very upset with reason too, because that was a bullshit call.
I think that's
But-
criminal.
Was that the Mike Hollander? Was that the Mike Hollander pinball trick when he yelled at the guy at third base?
No, that's
DJ.
DJ was at second. Javi ended up getting tossed because Javi.
Oh, that's right, it was
the-
Javi.
His coach, yeah. When Javi got tossed at that point, it was pretty rough.
It was criminal.
But
The
I
guy
remember-
wasn't even looking, dude. The guy didn't even see the tag.
He wasn't even. He was on the bag.
It literally wasn't looking. It was criminal,
Yep.
dude.
What game was it when Hollander called the guy a fucking pussy?
That was Irvine.
It was a hidden ball trick.
They
too.
tried to do it again.
Oh yeah.
They
right.
they had tried it again. So they got us on it the first night. I don't remember if it was the second game or the third game, but they tried it again at some point.
And
And
Hollander-
Hollander smoked him and was aware of it and then started yelling at the guy.
Which
and I don't
was
think
that?
anyone even saw. They were like, "Why is he yelling at him?" And
Yeah.
because they were being those bad words you just said. This is so random and not for the conversation, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I saw it last night. Do you guys not watch Dickinson run down the first base
looks like it
after a
hurts.
walk? He looks like Sean Ochinko. Next time, watch him run, and tell me you don't see Sean running down the first base. It blows my mind every time I see it because he's wearing like the 14 and he does his little shoulders like that. Just watch it next time. You
Huh?
can't unsee it.
Okay.
For next show, Lloyd, get the picture side by side of that, man. You might want to get that if you can find it on the interwebs. It's pretty good.
If I could find a picture of Sean Ochinko drawing a
Well,
walk.
They didn't have they didn't have internet back then, huh?
A video, I guess would be the better thing.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. No, it's good. Next, and any other ones?
Sorry, Mitch.
Oh, my name is Jeff. Who
What's
were your
up, Jeff?
toughest opponents in high school in all the sports you've played at St. Thomas More and Westgate?
Okay, so toughest opponent I've played in all of the sports, like in each, like football or
Give us both if you got them.
I never played against Jared, so I can't give him that.
And Ash.
And Ash, you can jump in on this.
Toughest athlete I played against? Is that what the question was?
I'm not even gonna remember his name, but there is a defensive end for Acadiana. I'll never forget this. I was a junior. I was sophomore. No, junior. And
How hard he got hit.
he was super, like unbelievably talented. not the sharpest tool in the shed. So yeah, I think he ended up signing with Auburn, but never really making it to school. And so like or class, probably why I didn't make it to school. I don't remember his name, but he had, I think, 2 tackles in the first half, and he's one of those guys like, hey, I'm not gonna play hard. Our fullback started running his mouth first possession of the third quarter, and this guy made 17 tackles in the second half.
Well,
and
that's a lot.
It was to the point where after the game, I looked at the fullback. I said, "You fucking lost us the game.
Couldn't block him.
You couldn't shut your mouth. Just keep doing what you're doing." And he was good, but you had to run your mouth, and he felt challenged, and he just beat our ass. And so I know it's not the question, but I don't remember his name. He was really good. Bastrop, my sophomore year, they had Randall Mackey, D'Angelo Bitton, Ruben Randall. They had like 10 guys go Division I. That whole team was really good.
So you tell me ate your ass up.
Oh, they got my ass, dude. I was not happy. I was not feeling good.
Now I just feel bad.
I have to. I remember freshman year. It was in baseball. Freshman year, state championship. We played against DeRidder High School. They threw
Josh Rainwater. I was going to say Josh Rainwater too. He was incredible. Whatever happened to him?
I don't even know who that is.
Mitch, I was just about to say that. That guy threw so hard.
From DeRidder.
Josh Rainwater. He got drafted. He pitched somewhere.
Yeah, he did.
Did he make it to the big leagues?
Me and you have never. I don't know. Yeah, the Tigers drafted him. Me and you have never talked about that, Jared. I didn't know that you saw him pitch. That was literally who I was going to say. He was incredible.
Yeah. They submitted a state championship my freshman year, and he shoved.
DeRidder.
Dominated.
DeRidder.
Dragons.
DeRidder Dragons. Yep. Blue. God, they were so good.
My freshman year, we played against, I wasn't a pitcher, Josh Prince. Was a shortstop at Barb.
Yeah.
Carmen Angelini, shortstop at Barb. Both of them were pretty good.
Yeah. I was roommates with Josh Prince one summer, playing for the Louisiana All-Stars.
As you got y'all's ass.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Look at Josh Rainwater, baby. Former DeRidder Dragon. There he is.
Don't let this still shot fool you. That's all I'm going to say.
Who would have had that on their bingo card? Josh Rainwater making the mic'd up show today. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm sure there's other guys I crossed paths with in high school that I'm not remembering, but
yeah, those guys stood out.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised you didn't get a Trace Leday, Chase Morton.
Hey, you know a guy, Chris Juno. Always looked up to Chris Juno, man. I thought he was a great athlete.
Hey, tore his ACL before the big game.
Hey, I tell you what. Actually, here's another one. I was a freshman, so I didn't really get a ton of playing time. I was a freshman on the football field.
The bench.
But, Keelan Williams.
Keelan Williams, Northside.
Was, yeah, they're in our district.
Keelan was crazy in high school.
Keelan was crazy.
Oh, my God.
They had this big old boy that was a defensive tackle, too, that was like 300 pounds. Who was that guy? That guy.
Oh, yeah, he went to Tennessee.
I was thinking about him, too.
To Tennessee.
Hey, that boy was something. Couldn't
Quarterback,
block him.
Listen to me. Quarterback sneak. He went over our 5'10" center, obviously, and 2 hands slammed the football out of my hand, and I jumped on it, and I got on the headset and said, no more of those.
That guy's a man, dude.
No more of those.
No
like,
one
the
was
quarterback
going through
sneak
him.
is not a thing this game. Not with that guy. He's 6'6". He's enormous. What was his name?
That was a pretty silly call by the offensive
Yeah,
coordinator. Are you kidding? Did he have eyes? Like that guy,
like-
you can't go quarterback sneak
Against
against that
a
guy.
5'11" center.
Didn't matter
Ain't
what that
happening.
goes. You got 3 guys out there.
Time out. It sounds like you had some damn horror stories over there.
The boys wasn't blocking, huh?
Hey,
Mikey said I got on the headset and said, no more of those. Not doing that again.
how do you think Tim Leger responded when I said that? Actually, that was probably the one time he agreed with me. He's like, you're right.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that anymore.
Way to get on it.
Yeah.
Boys ain't blocking for Rev.
Plug nickel.
Oh, man, that's good.
Oh,
Good
shit.
good question.
Good. All right. Any more?
Back to no more of those. No more down
Okay.
memory lane. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Get them in if you got them. If anybody. I don't think McGhee also all-state quarterback at Ash.
Oh, man, I don't know if we're all stay. We
Shortstop.
we
Not
led the team. All-time winningest quarterback at
you go.
Alexander Senior High.
Oh, Lee Forey didn't get that from him?
No. No, he didn't. Lee Forey, great guy, though. Dr. Fowler.
Dr. Foray.
And Nick
Dr.
Harris was on that
Forey,
team.
baby.
He was.
Legend.
Legend. You boys are wild. You boys are wild. The legend.
The legend.
Legend.
Chris Brown, too, toting the rock.
Yeah. Chris Brown, great career. Legend
Yeah.
didn't make it into our group that night.
What was the
XS?
yeah, that's a bad deal.
Around here?
Let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
He's got pool in Buffalo, though.
Yeah, you guys are wild.
Oh, next. We got another, or done?
No.
All
Well, okay, here we go. We've talked about this a little bit, or at least we've mentioned his name. Ask him and him. Hernandez has been seeing the ball great lately. Have y'all noticed anything that jumps out about his recent success?
I think it's just kind of getting comfortable with the season. He was never terrible. Like after the first couple weeks, once he started like kind of getting comfortable, wasn't terrible. He just wasn't what everybody. Like 23 home runs,
yeah.
I
You
think
said
he's just
something
gotten
earlier.
comfortable.
He didn't catch. I didn't know that. What you said earlier.
He was DH'd all last year in Indiana State.
He just hit. He didn't catch much.
No,
That's like what you said earlier is what you should mention. Like that's a big deal.
that's a big deal.
He's got used to catching and hitting. That's a huge difference. When
Right.
Catching or
I mean, you
going to
got
be
no
a DH.
legs. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's actually good to know he's coming. Like he's gonna get better.
well, here's the deal. He has 5 home runs, 4 of them in SEC play.
That's what we like.
I like that.
Yeah, hit them when they matter.
Yeah.
Except that swing last night he took. God bless his soul. Did y'all see the one on the break?
In the dirt, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
It happens sometimes.
It happens.
Sometimes-
You actually feel. You're like, oh my god, I'm sad that got on TV.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen that in practice a million times.
Yeah, we've
but,
done
like,
it. We've all done it. Been there
Oh, I
sometimes.
did it
Yeah.
more than he will ever think about doing it. I did it more than I'd ever want to admit. Don't say that. I hope my son's not watching. I never did that.
Dad?
Yeah, but yeah, he's coming.
Jared, you got anything?
Y'all hit it on the head. That's what I was thinking the entire time. Was like, if I remember correctly, he did not catch every day last year. Doing that this year, there was 100% going to be an adjustment. And I don't think going into the season, any of us knew that this would be the situation of it. But like, it's pretty obvious that he's coming on right now, and it's coming at the right time of the year. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think it's him getting comfortable with, and getting used to the feel of catching every day and actually having to play the field and actually hitting too. He was only doing one of them last year.
Mm-hmm.
Very good hands.
That's
His swing's a little bit of like
his heritage is known for having
that's
good
God
hands.
given.
his swing's a little bit. You see it, and it's I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a broom a little bit, but it gets it there.
But he's hitterish in the setup.
He
like
is.
that.
Setup is good. He's
Yeah.
good player. Good pickup.
Next.
We got one kind of sad one.
Oh.
But he did say ask Eminem, so I'll say it. Zach Starling. Do y'all think Larson has fallen too far down the pecking order to get enough ABs to get back in?
This year?
Yes.
Yes. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but
It's
like,
not sad. It's part of the deal, man. When you got great players, he'll get another shot at LSU if he sticks it out, and he'll be a great player.
right.
It's just part of the deal, man.
I mean, you have the 3 outfielders that are getting majority of the bats, and Brown, Stanfield, and Carroll. Those 3 are going to continue to get at bats. Pearson going to continue to get at bats, and Fry going to continue to get at bats. All 5 of those guys have performed when they've been asked to perform, and that's just kind of the reality of it sometimes. I'm sure Chad Jones hated me for a second my freshman year.
Yeah, if they for sure, and if they play as many games as we think they're going to play, there's still 35, 40 games left. A lot of time for. You don't wish this on anyone, but a lot of time for a slump, 10, 15 game slump. If someone gets in one of that and you got a guy that can come, or
Somebody gets banged up,
injuries,
maybe?
somebody gets banged up for a little bit. So they will. I'd be surprised if there's not a spot where he'll get an opportunity to play, but to be in the rotation is going to be tough at this point. That's okay. You got so many good players. I think we needed some of that at the beginning anyway. Like let some guys play, and somebody's got to sit.
I think there's a good chance that he finds himself back into the lineup at some point in a meaningful situation. I mean, if you think back to day one, like you go back to last year and what he did and how huge he was for this team, for him to not be starting day one, I think for me was kind of telling.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like the writing on the wall in terms of where he stood at the moment. Not necessarily the rest of his time here, not necessarily all 56 of this year, but at the moment, I thought that was pretty as to where he was. You fast forward to date, all of those guys are still healthy, and none of them have run into like a huge slump. So I think it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, pretty good to have that guy on their bench that
No doubt.
Does the backup playing pretty good
Hey,
team.
people forget, man. We had a 3rd rounder who had 12 homers that was sitting on the bench when we won it all in Omaha.
And he still won the 3rd round the next year. Like it's okay.
And made some nasty plays in Omaha too.
Yeah, like it's okay.
Yep.
So
Nasty
he might
plays in Omaha. I
he
think
might get a
over
big
to
pinch hit.
Mississippi State later in the year. Like,
Well, that's where
there
that's where he hit his 3. He hit the 3 home runs. He didn't play at 9 earlier, didn't play, and then hey, we'll give you a start on this Saturday at Mississippi State. 3 homers.
Yeah.
Yep.
We still
So
left
like that, like
who's the
shit like that
left-handed?
happened, man, and it's I think every like really good team, there's guys on the bench that probably could be starting somewhere else.
Yeah.
How it goes.
Yeah, your team's got to be. Your team's got to have that depth. Who's the left-handed hitter off the bench besides Reeves? If he's in there, like who else is left-handed off the bench?
I mean, I guess that it would be Larson.
Larson's the guy. So you might run into one of these arms that's big. Right.
Unless Pearson's not. It depends if he's not in the lineup that day. But like,
yeah, but if Pearson's in there,
Larson's season is not done. And I hope he goes and approaches it like that every day, and he tries to get the most out of himself every day, because there is another big moment or multiple moments for him.
There's going to be a
throughout
moment.
The rest of this, I hope he prepares himself for them.
Yep.
There's going to be a moment.
And
That's right.
from everything we know about him, it feels like he is preparing himself for it.
This is going to be random, but I saw him. It might have been last game or the game before, just in the dugout, and I remember thinking, "Oh my God, look, he's having fun still in the dugout. His head's not slumped. He was joking with the buddy, and you can see that stuff, man.
Yep.
Some guys go over there and pout. Other guys are just in on the team, and he was having a good time in the dugout, and that was. I remember seeing that going. That's good. That's cool.
And he got jacked.
He's bigger.
Yeah, he's bigger.
Huge.
Next.
Maybe got to get used to that too.
Yeah. Take it out in the weight room. That was it.
That was it. All right. Appreciate the Ask Mikey, Mitch, and McGhee. Questions?
Pretty
They were
good.
great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, late edition.
Yes. Dalton.
At the buzzer.
Louvillier. His Louisiana name.
Louvier?
Yeah, Louvier. I get a couple swings at him.
Dalton, Louisiana.
Dalton, yeah.
Dalton from Louisiana.
My guy Dalt asks, best LSU team to not win the World Series.
Oh, that's good.
The first team that comes to my mind is the 2013 team.
Yeah, that's the one with they
Bregman.
lost. That's the one
13,
with Bregman.
17?
13 and 17 has got to be in the running.
13 had the most wins or had the best record in the history of LSU baseball.
Yeah,
and they didn't win.
That was when they lost like 8
single-digit losses. Yeah, they were nasty. That's why they had Aaron Nola. They had I think Ryan Eads was still on that team. You had Bregman. Yeah, they were good.
So it's kind of recent history. Are we missing anything?
Rafe Rhymes was still on that team, I think. No, he's gone.
Are we missing any of those years that Skip was here where they were good and didn't go? Like so they won in
There's gotta be
'96,
a
won in
90s
'90.
team that was damn good.
Look, 98 team was really good.
It was
They were going for
98.
the three-peat team. They were going for the three-peat. It was 2-0, and then had a cold front in June.
Yeah,
and the wind started blowing. I was at the game.
So
as an 8-year-old,
they've got to probably be in the mix. We got to shout that out.
We're not.
You'll hear those old heads.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot about us.
Recent history. No, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
You know?
The 86 team.
Yeah.
My recent memory.
That was just a good one.
It was just 12 years ago. 12 years ago.
Which one was?
2013.
Yeah, I know.
Think about that. It's crazy.
Yeah, 97 was
a long time.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do the math.
I can't. I was trying, but it's give me the calculator. So yeah,
28 years.
What you got?
Long time, man.
Ray Fromm was a senior on that team. That's when he hit like
on the 2013
team. When he hit like 440.
God, he was on fire, huh? He just could not get a hit.
Yeah, could not get a hit.
Yeah,
right.
It's like every time.
Jacoby was on that team.
Jacoby
Jones was on that team.
Mason Katz
was a senior on the team.
Well, he just hit.
They were good. Who was the third guy in the rotation?
Joe Broussard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he had a pretty good year too.
He did. Who's the third baseman on that team? Was that Hale?
Joey Bourgeois was on the team too.
Was that Hale on the? Was he the third baseman? Was that same team? Who's the third baseman?
I think so.
Yeah, Jacoby. Did Ibarra play third or catcher?
Ibarra was third base.
And then you had Katz. Also.
Then Jared Foster was on the team. That was when I think that was the best year of his career.
He's the only one in a different uniform in the picture on the.
Who?
Jared.
What do you mean different uniform?
He got a different picture than everybody else.
Oh. Yeah, one of a kind.
Yeah.
I think that's the year he made that diving catch.
Oh God, that was.
And it was the year he threw the guy out at home in the SC tournament.
Whoa, that catch! Forget about that.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Maybe the best catch I've ever seen.
I mean, if you start thinking through that, that's.
Look, he's the only one with this uniform. I don't.
Well, Barr's in a suit.
What's
So.
our part?
They might have been hurt.
It's the only other time.
They had Chinea.
That's the only time he wore a suit ever.
Alex Edwards still on that team. Wow.
Yeah, Jerry got that new look uniform.
Bro. That's funny.
It is. All right, nice last edition at the buzzer.
Buzzy Heidel not on this team.
Masters weekend. Buzzy Heidel was, I think, a grad assistant, maybe? No, he was a grad assistant for my junior, 2010.
The Buzz.
So he was definitely gone by then.
The Buzz.
The Buzz. Listen to me. If we had social media with the team that we had, we'd have been the most liked team.
If we had social media and Buzz did the Buzz from Omaha, that would just have been like.
Buzz got punched in the face for that.
Yeah.
By a girl.
Good for us down the road.
Good for us down the road. He went for the interview and she punched him right in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sure he
probably said some stuff.
I'm sure he said something else.
His mom wouldn't be proud of.
Maybe I think he booped her. I think that's what it was. I think he booped her.
That'll do it every time.
That'll do it. Sorry, Buzz. I know he's not listening. He's in Augusta.
He never did that before. Never did that, Buzz.
Never.
He never did.
Hey, 50-50 play. High risk, high reward.
I've seen it work. I've seen it not work. Oh, there's the play. Joe Brusso on the mound.
This catch is insane.
Bases loaded.
Coach, the game's on the line.
This is it.
The guy's poor fellow thought he had a game-winning hit.
Coach.
I mean, that. What?
Not only was it the catch, the situation.
Or what are we wearing those BP uniforms for? What is that? The uniforms were terrible, huh? Look at that.
I mean, that's
Superman shit.
That's good, dude.
He did like that. Now every inch of his glove.
Look at that.
The boys can't believe it.
LSU won that.
What did I just see?
Well, it's good fun.
That was good fun.
The uniforms have improved.
Hey, Jared, I got a question for you. Have you been walking over to the driving range lately? Or you hung up the clubs already?
No, I have not.
Clubs got put up already.
I did play a full round. I did play a round on Friday.
Oh, with who?
Getting in the mood.
Inspired golf.
R.J. Jackson and Kyle Anderson.
Nice.
Remember both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How'd you play?
I mean, I only lost like 5 balls, so I'm actually only one slip.
That's not bad.
I feel good about myself.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Okay. Masters week this week. It's an inspiration for everybody. Lloyd, who do you like this weekend?
Who do I
Or like tomorrow? We have to make the bet tonight because tomorrow.
Yeah, got to get your pools in if you haven't.
I haven't
yet
done
to
that.
do mine. Give me. There's a lot of talk about Rory out there, and this happens every year.
Yeah, but you don't like it. You hate Rory.
He can't win this tournament. He doesn't have.
I like your pick that you had of Ludwig.
Ludwig is who
I like that a lot.
Say.
I like that a lot.
Probably the best swing in golf. If not one, it's two.
Jake Knapp is my favorite swing.
But also the fastest player in golf. He sprints around the course. Just doesn't think 1-2, hit it, go, pick it up, let's keep it going.
I think I like Morikawa.
Who's the one that's bitching to the media? Colin Morikawa and the other, the one that's sponsored by Callaway. They both are, so I'll get it confused. Xander Schauffele. Morikawa is in the throes of it right now because he says to the media, which is true in the PGA bylines, you don't have to talk to the media at any point. And they were like...
that was Morikawa, huh?
Yeah, and so they had he didn't like the way he finished at a tournament, skipped his...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then it brought it back up again at Augusta, and he's like, I don't owe y'all anything. And it's just this whole thing of, don't only talk to me when I play well. If you're going to talk to me when I play bad, it can't.
So you
just
don't
be
like
one-off.
Morikawa?
I mean, let's just play some golf.
Okay.
I don't like... I dislike probably more golfers than I like. That was pointed out to me, and it turns out it's probably true. Like I don't.
So
like,
you're not. I can pick,
I can hear the disdain in your.
You're
voice.
not going to pick Cantlay to win.
No, that was the first name on my.
I'm not a huge Cantlay fan either.
Yeah.
God, and I don't like. Who's the one that's named after a hotel?
The Ramada.
No, it's a nice one. Oh. You know what I'm talking about?
Marriott Bunvoy.
Bunvoy, that's his name. No,
Is it?
No. I'll think of it in a little bit. Not the Hilton, not the Sheraton.
Hyatt?
No. It's a weird name. I'll think of it.
I don't know.
Hate him.
Are you gonna ask me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I was asking. It was a group conversation.
I was hoping you wouldn't.
Well, you don't have to answer it.
was thinking either Chubbs or Shooter McGavin. I don't know if they're are they in the field?
Wyndham
this weekend?
Clark.
Wyndham.
Wyndham
yeah,
Clark.
the Wyndham. Stayed at a nice Wyndham.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't. You can't pretend to be poor if you're named after a hotel chain. It's like your parents had something to do with it.
Yeah. What's his first name, though?
I would
maybe,
imagine a lot of these.
maybe he was
like,
conceived
it's-
there in the Wyndham.
No, I think it was probably like a surname, like a mother's maiden.
Oh wow.
Nice. Lloyd.
Jared, who's your pick?
I mean, do y'all have like viewers for what's it called? Viewers fatigue or something like that? Like you're just gonna act like Scheffler's not in the tournament?
Oh,
You doing
yeah.
that?
No, I know he's in the tournament. He's a favorite to win it. I'm just trying not to pick the favorite.
Wow.
So, wait, are we doing that? Okay.
Yeah, I would take him if I were
Taking a
you.
pick.
I think
I don't
that's.
care.
I think that is a good. I'd probably put some money on Scheffler.
Plus 200.
It's down to plus 200.
Yeah. I mean, he owns the golf course like that. All of his metrics play there. Once you-
McGhee, listen, they go tee off tomorrow, and both of them just name two different people. The most money they're gonna bet is on that guy that they didn't name just now, guaranteed.
I already have a future.
I know him. I didn't know Mr. Wyndham, but Scheffler, we got that one.
There we go. All right, Lloyd,
Bryson.
you got a mistake of the day?
Bryson DeChambeau.
I do. I would kind of like to see Bryson win it.
Yeah. I mean, a lunatic. Oh, I do.
Mistake of the day.
Mistake of the day. Brought to you by.
It was sponsored.
It was. And it's not. But it can be again.
Can be.
Can't be again. It's
Somebody's
just like
gotta
the magic
It
moment.
is our longest standing
Segment.
Well,
It's going on 3 years, I think.
heard it here, folks. Get your business out there. Let's go.
It will get done. It's contingent on me. Oh, this is awesome. Mistake of the day. And mistake of the day to the NBA thinking they can control one John Morant. You take away the guns, that's fine. I raise you a grenade, Selly.
Whoa. Whoa. No, is that serious? He did that recently after the gun thing?
Yeah, he just got.
No, but like,
no, that was like yesterday. He just
like
got
I know, I saw the gun stuff, and he did it. Like they told him not to do it. The next day he did it, and now they fined him,
next
and
game,
then he did that.
and the whole bench goes boom.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Crazy.
He's crazy.
Good player though.
That's wild, dude.
I would call it
Like, just
ignorant, but
stop, play
whatever.
basketball, man. Like, that's so much.
That's like defiant. You told me no. I'm just gonna do some outrageous. I'm just surprised he didn't take the bazooka out.
Yeah, like that's
too much
too.
like a gun.
Like, don't make it
Still
harder,
done.
man. You're just making it harder. That was wild.
The bench got in on it too, though.
Man, you can't. I mean, you can't spit. You can't take that out the game.
Like, they're sitting in the locker room going, man, you know what?
Grenade.
We're going to go grenade on their butts. Like, that's crazy.
I mean, don't act like y'all wouldn't do something like that.
It sounds great, man, but I don't know, man.
I will say this.
That's a little.
No, that we never did. Obviously, that
Not like that.
I will say the shenanigans on our bench was they were legendary. We got some first base coaches that wanted to fight our entire dugout.
Yeah.
And that's great. It's all clean fun.
Did you throw a grenade at him?
But if someone told us, hey, don't put the gun out there, we wouldn't have gone, okay, we'll throw a grenade.
That's a good point.
Never.
That's a very good point.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Wow, great one.
Thank you.
Great one. All right, curtain call.
What's next if he gets the grenade taken away?
Yeah, just.
Stab.
No, got chemical warfare. Like, he'll come
Put
out there with a
gas
needle.
mask on.
Yeah, he'll come out there with a needle.
Napalm.
Good God.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Bow and arrow.
Hey, that's the shooter. That shooter
Yeah.
motion.
Well, that's not really a shooter motion. That's like a. I guess didn't they ban the bow and arrow and because that was Brandon Cook's thing. Didn't they ban that in the NFL?
They took it away.
Yeah.
And in the NFL, they take away the you can no longer wipe your nose.
Oh, I can't do that.
Islam.
Yeah, that's a lot, too. I always thought that was a lot. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah. All right, curtain call.
I don't think it's that much, but just because how you know it's the nose is the helmet's there. Like,
Yeah.
You can't really get to the nose.
What if you bring a towel out?
What's the curtain call again? It's
Curtain
been
call,
a
like
while.
something good. Like something good. Like you want to give a shout out to something.
Shout out to someone, yeah.
Okay, you know, a curtain call. Hey, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna give my. I'll start it off.
Yeah, great.
They've left this man for dead. They prisoners of the moment. What have you done for me lately? Type of thing. People forget this. seem to forget that this guy was the greatest baseball player potentially ever to play the game. Injuries have kind of derailed his Hall of Fame and his trajectory. Came back this year and it feels like he is trying to make a point, and that is the one Mike Trout. He has 4 home runs over his last 5 games, and he is starting to get hot. And I've always been a Mike Trout fan, and I like when people are counted out and actually end up doing something really well. That's my curtain call.
Love that one, because Trout is
So
impressive, bro.
I mean, he was so good. He was so good that people were trying not to vote for him for MVP because his numbers were so good. Like, he does it every year. Like, it's just another year, but not really. He hit 40 homers and he hit 330 and
Incredible.
yeah, but they got hurt and everybody thinks he stinks. And even though he did overrun a ball last night in the outfield, but
Too excited.
he's playing right field.
All right, Phil. New position. New position.
Yeah, that's my curtain call.
I'll give mine. I'll give my curtain call to. So by the time he leaves here, he's going to be top probably 3 in homers ever hit at LSU. And I still think about 10 years from now, what happened last night that's floating around the internet might be one of the top things he gets remembered for every time he comes back to Baton Rouge or is around LSU people. The picture that's floating around the internet for Bear Jones, it's
great.
I think it's a classic forever picture, and it's probably going to forever be used in memes and stuff like that with LSU stuff going forward right now.
No doubt, it will be a meme forever.
I thought you were gonna address the keyboard warriors that say you can't hit, but that was good that you didn't do that. So yes.
No, I'm leaving him alone, man. I'm leaving him alone.
Is that what you're
No, I hammered him early
no.
on. I'm leaving him.
I was gonna leave him alone, but when he started bringing that up, and I knew he was talking about it, I thought he was just going to address that some people think he can't hit, which is just nuts.
I'm not doing it. I'm leaving him alone.
Man, this one's gonna. I'm gonna go, Lloyd. If that's okay.
Absolutely.
This one's gonna be a little bit outside the box, but curtain call to Kelvin Sampson.
I like that.
It's heartbreaking stuff to see him on the sidelines as those events unfolded the other night in that incredible national championship game. Great basketball game, but sports is kind of cruel sometimes. It's a shame, what do you say, 90 seconds of that basketball game go a little bit differently. Now he's got a national championship, and people are thinking about him at really the top echelon of college coaches, which he is if you look at his career and what he's done at a place like Houston over the last 11 years. Just incredible basketball career, impact on human beings, which people forget when they're thinking about what these basketball coaches and all coaches do. Just even getting Houston to that point, and they've been close the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Curtain call to Kelvin Sampson doing a great job. Quantas White, too, on that staff, good buddy of mine. Those guys are doing a great job.
It's crazy.
Quantas, new head coach at ULL. New basketball coach. New basketball coach at ULL. Quantas White, assistant coach at Houston. Good buddy of mine. ULL is going to take another great curtain call to Quantas White. Great hire by ULL. I think they're going to do awesome there, too.
Crazy that Houston won their Final Four game and the opposite way of they lost their
totally different.
Wouldn't it
the
crazy? Exact same thing happened, but the other
exact same games, but they were on both sides.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Sad.
And you thought the way Houston played, you didn't think that they would be on the opposite end of that. You thought that they would just suffocate you defensively, and they did. They had 4 turnovers all game. They had 4 turnovers in the last minute and a half.
They just really that was the crazy part. And then they just couldn't really make shots when they needed to, man. And it was like
great game.
Sad. Great basketball
Unbelievable basketball game.
Yeah, should get you excited about basketball if you're not.
No doubt.
Oh, no, LSU's portal team.
How about that?
Getting players, coach.
Is that your curtain call?
No, my curtain call is to Zion Williamson back in the news again.
No.
Oh, my God.
Zion Williamson's alleged stalker, Akima Love, reportedly assaulted a romantic rival inside his home, hitting her with the keys, tearing off her nails, and threatening her, "Count your days. It's going to be your head next when I drop this baby." She also allegedly egged Zion's house.
Dropped this baby. She's
saying she's pregnant too.
With Zion's baby?
Mm-hmm.
What's the curtain call for?
Zion, keep it moving, baby. Hey, sometimes you are who you are.
He's sitting out again.
Yeah.
Obviously the season's almost over.
He gets bored, dude. He's not playing, huh? Just slinging that thing.
Well, he said he's out with a back contusion.
He's out with a back contusion?
Yeah.
Boy, boy's back's hurting.
Coach,
blowing his back out.
Hey,
Good God,
so
Zion.
you know Master P is the GM for basketball, right? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So Master P is hired as he's the general manager for UNO. Can you type in Master P and go see and show the? He just got a big recruit.
Have you seen his commit? Yeah.
He just got a big commit, transfer portal guy, 2-time HBCU Player of the Year.
Whoa.
Right? 27 years old.
What?
Yeah. Can you pull him up?
That's incredible.
Yes, I'm working. I don't know his name.
His name is Yamal Gibson with a J.
I think his son plays for
Jay-
Houston, right, too? Master P. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Soak the Shocker's his nephew or his cousin.
I'll look
and Soak the Shocker's son was Victorious Miller, who played at LSU, who just transferred.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that, too.
So it's Yamal. Look.
Look at that, dude. Make him
Two-time
say,
player of the year.
Hey,
Nah.
he averaged like 24 points a game. President of Basketball Operations with Master P.
Well, if he's 27, I hope he did, man. Like, good God.
Master P. Making moves over there.
Yeah, Mercy Miller is a freshman guard on Houston's team.
Oh, wow.
Well, he ain't going to.
He ain't going to UNO, Coach. He ain't that.
I think I got plenty
Master
of
P
time
ain't
over
that
here.
good.
Just played a national championship.
Yeah. Might go to ULL, though.
Where'd Victorious Miller transfer? Is he going to go to UNO? I'm just joking.
Good.
Could.
Maybe. Never know.
Make him say,
Ah.
Oh, Hersey
No.
Miller, incoming Tennessee State freshman and son of Master P, is signing deal with Web Apps America for $2 million.
That's another son?
Yeah.
So you have Mercy and Percy?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he was like
I
Zion.
mean, hey, he lives his raps.
Are they twins? Or he was like Zion?
No, this is I don't know. I don't
Shooting
know.
them all over the place.
I know. Hey,
Like Tyreek Hill.
can't call. Got him
How
a $2
crazy
million-
is that?
Got him a
Making
$2
him say,
million-
How crazy is that with Tyreek?
Oh,
Crazy.
5 babies in 5 babies in 1 year.
That's working.
That
Hey,
is.
can you imagine the effort that goes into that, though, too? You got to, like, man.
He's got like
that's-
14 kids.
And he was playing ball?
And Bonnie Blue can't find love or just one.
Jesus Christ, Lord.
Lord.
So Tyreek Hill now is in the media again with something he did.
Oh,
What he
God. Lord.
Show's getting off the rails, man.
It only takes one or 1,000.
Wow. Anyway, that's all we got for
This is
you.
what happens when you let Lloyd take over. You let him
Man,
talk
Lloyd.
too much, this is what we just.
Yeah, Lord.
That's
Wow.
all we got for you on this beautiful Wednesday night. Jay, when are you live?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, boys.
What time? Late night? Jared after
Post
dark?
game, whoever's on. I don't even remember who's on. I don't know who's got the SEC Network
So
game.
you got
whoever's on.
you got Thursday and Friday night, and then you come back Saturday. Or you got all weekend.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Ooh, he's come back on Sunday. Big weekend.
Triple header, baby.
Man.
So it's gonna be late nights, but you're gonna have during the day to kind of roam around Charlotte. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it'll be about this time.
You gonna
About
go-
this time.
you
I
gonna
think
go
I would
grab-
imagine that game starts at probably 6.
You're gonna go grab some breakfast somewhere, like brunch, lunch. Where are you gonna go? I love Charlotte.
I don't know yet. I haven't made up I am. I just haven't made up my mind yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends.
Might need some recommendations from you. What you wearing, boy? You got your nice suit, huh?
No, oh yeah. We got some things. Ready.
Yeah, I got some things
Yeah, I
ready.
can't wait.
Some new season gear. I can't
Debut.
wait. Yeah.
Season
We got
debut.
some-
Get that doobie fresh.
Season
Fresh.
debut. Tune in tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday night. CJ Mitch.
You go, boy.
Freshy.
Well, this
all
has
right.
been fun.
This has been great. Appreciate you.
Oh,
coming
thanks
in.
for having me.
Jared, appreciate you getting to the hotel and jumping on. It was great.
Come on, baby. 3-2 stepping in. That's
That's
huge.
it.
That's show right
Yeah,
there.
Harlem Heat.
That's a huge deal. You don't know about that. We'll pull that picture up at some
Well, we-
other time.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
We'll show it. I got it on the phone
At Harlem
somewhere.
Heat. So, yeah, that's
I
good.
got it on the
boy.
phone somewhere.
That's good.
We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thanks for the support. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods. We'll be back live in studio Friday from 1 to 2-ish, talking gambling, talking baseball, previewing the weekend, picks to click, all those good things. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. You got not much on TV to watch. Just this is where you can kind of take.
Yeah, catch you at Netflix.
Oh, dude,
find a show.
the new Red Sox series on Netflix.
The new
is
Red Sox
fire.
series. Last episode of
White Lotus.
White Lotus was kind of wild.
Hug your loved ones.
It's kind of wild.
I'm not on that one yet.
Have you seen White Lotus?
Not yet.
A little dark. This season was a little darker than normal.
I think it was all about love. Some
Yeah.
people hug their brothers a little closer.
Well,
I thought this was the worst season of the three, but who am I? What do I know?
I didn't mind it. It was just way darker than the other two seasons.
Dark like J Mitch, huh?
Dark like J Mitch.
I got good lighting though, baby.
You do got good
Dark,
lighting.
boy, I was just look, boy. You look light on that thing. Boy, look at you.
It's all about perception.
Professional.
All right, that's all we got. Enjoy your Wednesday. See you on Friday. Peace. Thanks, Jay.
Boy, that was
Yeah.
fun.